Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Dan coming to you live. I'm talking live from the storage facility. Yeah. As most of you know, I recently moved from Florida to North Carolina, and I'm in an apartment, which is good actually, but no storage. So I've got a rental storage unit where I keep my paramotor, and it's kind of just like home, only tinier. So anyway, I wanted to make a video here, just a quickie on my new paramotor that Matev sent to me recently. Most of you know I sold my white one before I moved from Florida to North Carolina. And yeah, excited to get back in the air. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm looking for my first flight. So I've got this beautiful new Virus Paramotor, and I wanted to talk about it. Hopefully you guys have seen a lot of my other videos already, and there's not much new here to talk about, but I just wanted to reiterate a couple of things, since you may have been misled by some not so great people, we'll call them, in the paramotor industry. So listen, the Virus Paramotor, this sucker is custom built. It's not slapped together on some assembly line by 15 people in 20 minutes. This thing takes 6 to 8 weeks to manufacture by one guy. Yes, he's got some help, and yes, it's all CNC machined, and there's computer drawings, and there's a succession plan. If Jivco decides to die tomorrow, parts will be available way past you and I lifetime. So yes, this thing's not going anywhere. This machine has been in Europe for many, many years. I am the United States representative for Virus Paramotor, going on a little over, maybe it's a year now or so. I've got plenty of satisfied customers who have purchased this machine sight unseen, had it arrive on their doorstep and opened it up like it was Christmas morning and just stared in it at all, because this thing is a freaking work of art. It's engineered. It's not just guessed and put together. It's not Legos. It's 7075 aircraft grade aluminum. It's 6081 aluminum. It's 6081 aluminum. Hey, can you hear this? Doesn't sound like polymer plastic to me. Probably because it's aluminum, you jackass. But anyway, these are built specifically to absorb energy in a mishap. These are not laser cutouts. We don't have lasers, but we do have CNC machines and water jet machines that cut these out with precision each and every time. Each and every part is exactly the same. The tolerances, let's see if I can hold this straight. The tolerances are impeccable. There is no slop. There is no wiggle. There is no twist. This spar is designed to fail before this frame fails. This spar will not, in most cases, cause any damage to this frame because of the materials that are used and for their engineered, designed purpose. It's all science. It's all good stuff. This net, I only have one hand here because I'm on a cell phone. I could play guitar on this net if I knew how to play guitar. Here's my lamels. I drive down the highway with these at 80 miles an hour backwards. I do drill a hole right here and right there, and I put 2 zip ties in these to assure myself that they don't go anywhere. I've used this method on my last 2 paramotors with 100% success rate. The lamels do not move, and they work as advertised, or else nobody would buy them. These counteract torque beautifully. I have 10 on each side, as you can see. They have to be put on the correct way, or else they do not work. This machine also has, you can see the spacers right there, offset. See, no spacers here. Offset arms. Do you see these arms? Sandwich construction. 70-75 aluminum rib in the inside, sandwiched. These things are so strong. There was a pilot in South Africa that hit a non-movable object, and these arms probably saved his life because they impacted straight on. They are incredibly strong. The swing arms, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed. The swing arms have this ingenious design. This button here, you press it, and that unlocks the swing arm from the pivot pin. And with one hand, I can probably demonstrate how this comes off. So I just removed my swing arm from this massive aluminum pin. There's no tiny little through bolt that screws into this hole. It is a massive pin that this swing arm rotates on with a polymer bushing on the inside. So if I wanted to switch this swing arm out and put on my S arms, I don't have to disassemble the entire frame. I just take this swing arm off. I have to loosen these two bolts to release the harness from the attachment point here, and then I simply attach my other swing arm, put it back in, push the button, and lock it. I could probably switch out my swing arms, including the bolts, in probably 10 minutes. It's just that easy. These swing arms, these are my hybrid J swing arms. These arms have this massive triangular strap right here, which allows this frame and the pilot to have an incredible amount of weight shift and feel for your wing. The S arms, and I do have a set of S arms. Let's see where I've got them. Yes, here's a set of S arms. Let's put a set of S arms up there. The S arms, as you can see, would attach right up the same way, but their strap is minimal. It's 2 to 3 inches in comparison to 6-7 inches. So the hang point on these is almost identical. Let's see if we can get that relatively close. The hang point on these is relatively the same. If I could hold it with one hand, you would see how close they really are. But the difference is the strap. And of course, the cutout here. So this is what most people are used to. This is what I would call a more, I don't know if advanced is the right word, but a more fun setup. A more in tune setup with the wing. You become, I would say, more attached. You know what's going on. You feel the wind, you feel the wing more than you do in the S arm, which I think is a little bit more of a benign feeling, but still a fantastic design. Do you see this design right here? Most people have copied this design by now, but this has been around since the beginning. Since the creation of these S arms, and that's so you can do acro. These arms won't fail. There are many designs on the market right now that there is no support here, and this piece fails right here, and it crushes. So be aware of the design features and what you're putting your money into. These arms not going anywhere. Our adjustment points are various holes in the strap here. I have mine set in the 6th hole back. I also have an attachment point right here that I'm thinking about using my reserve parachute to attach to here, although I haven't really figured out if I'm going to do it yet. Let's talk about the net. This net is split right here. This is one half of the net. This is one half of the net. The adjustment is right here. This is both halves of the net coming together just to retain them. This is your only adjustment. This is how you tighten the net. You put the strap through this hole, from the bottom up, and then pull it tight. And this is what you get. This isn't going into the prop. Can you see? I am pushing this as hard as I can, and it will not go into the prop. This is the end of the prop. I can press on it. I'm gonna break the prop if I press it any harder. It's not happening, okay? This frame does not twist. This frame does not flex. I am almost 200 pounds. I fly a 20-meter wing. I do power forwards. That's full throttle in 0 wind. This frame does not flex. I have flown other machines that are lighter machines that are made of different materials, and of course, you have to fly them differently. You have to get the wing above your head and then throttle up, or else you will flex into the prop. It won't happen on this machine. I've done it. I would say over 90% of my launches are power forward launches. That's how I prefer to launch. Matter of fact, I believe I've had 2 reverse launches in the years I've been flying. I just don't like them. The Virus engine, the 185 Plus. I believe it's the most popular paramotor engine on the planet. Maybe mini plane, back in the day, but I think that the Virus is rapidly approaching the most popular engine for paramotors. The reliability, the engineering, the availability of parts, the massive amount of support that you can get from people that own this machine. Have they had problems in the past with cracks on the exhaust? Yep, I've seen it online. I haven't personally experienced it. This is a model year 19. I don't believe we've heard of any that have cracked model year 19s. But if you think about the amount of engines that are currently being flown versus the amount of people that have had cracks, I bet you that's a very, very small amount of failures. And I would also suspect that Virus, or the Virus dealer network, has taken care of any failures. I would fly this engine anywhere, and I would never be concerned that it's going to fail. You make your checks, you take care of it, it should serve you very well. I don't know about other designs. I've had engines on other paramotors that have leaked all kinds of fluids all over the machine. I've had gaskets fail. I've had exhaust spewing all kinds of crap everywhere. I've had stains all over the machine. This is my second Virus engine, and I've never seen a drip of anything come out of either of them. I'm entirely impressed, and I hope I continue to have that kind of success. This is aftermarket, the carbon fiber shroud. It's to cool the head. I highly recommend that you install one. If you haven't, on a Virus, you have to trim the bottom portion of this, or it will not clear the arm. I just did that with a Dremel. You can kind of see it there. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't hurt the product. It's all good. Hey, check out this fuel tank. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of a gas tank on top of me which wants to pour fuel all over me in case of a leak. I'd rather not have a bomb above my head. That's just me. Some people don't mind it. I'm really not a fan of it. This particular design I think is actually quite awesome. The bottom here, you can see it actually pushes into your lower back. It's like a lumbar support. Can you see that? This is designed with a built-in lumbar to support your lower back. The fuel tank is inside the rail, and it's designed that way so the weight is balanced. You're carrying the weight high on your shoulders, high on your back, and there's not a big, huge, 90% of the weight or 100% of the weight at the bottom of the machine. It's all about balance. So although this machine weighs 56 pounds empty, it doesn't feel that heavy because the weight is distributed properly across your body. I think it's a pretty cool design. I also like having the filler cap up here. I could reach this. It's easy. It's right here. I don't have to bend down, get by my hot exhaust. It's just really easy to work with. This is a 3-gallon fuel tank, 11 liters. It'll fly you for about 2 to 2.5 hours. Could you fly longer? Sure. Could you come up with a shorter number? Sure. It all depends on your wing, your efficiency, and what you're doing up in the sky. Not everybody's going to have the same results. Is it more than enough fuel to have fun with? Oh, you betcha it is. You can see here on the other side of the frame is the same identical tightening system. This side of the net, ridiculously tight, not going anywhere. At the bottom of the Avisport harness, you'll see, frame, there are wheels. These wheels are there to help you roll the machine across the ground if you so desire. And they're also there in case you come in at a bad angle. The front of the frame will not dig in to the ground. It will actually roll across the ground. It's a safety feature and a convenience feature. It's actually quite well designed. This frame also has adjustable geometry. Here we can see that there are 3 possible locations to mount the harness on the frame. These 3 positions affect the thrust line of the machine. So for one person who weighs 140 pounds versus one person who weighs 190 pounds, maybe we need to make an adjustment here. This way when we squeeze that throttle and the machine wants to pitch us in the up direction, it doesn't because we've adjusted where the motor is sitting on our back. I don't know of any other machine that you can do that with. Maybe there are actually, but it's not this design. I believe there are some adjustable geometry machines out there. But this is an incredible feature that you're not going to just find on any machine. This machine can be fine-tuned to fly hands-off perfectly straight. Look at any of my earlier videos, and this was before I was even a dealer for the machine. I was making videos flying the machine either hands-off or I had one finger in a toggle just so I can steer around. That's how easy this machine flies when it's set up correctly. There is no incredible amount of torque that is going to twist you and spin you around. This thing is designed to offset all torque. Inside here, let me show you how I have my machine set up. You can see I have my primer bulb. This is the Polini inline primer bulb. You can see how nice and neat I have put that in there. Why is it all nice and neat? Because I did it. Not every customer is going to make their work nice, neat, and tidy and assure that all the lines are clear and there's no chafing. You should. But do all pilots do it? Unfortunately, they don't. So this is how I did mine. This doesn't move. I can shake it all day with vibration. It clears everything that it could possibly get in contact with. It is designed so I will not have a failure. The original primer bulb, which is here on the Virus, I do not use it on the model year 19 engine because they redesigned the airbox. There is no longer a rubber boot here where the primer used to come into. It was easy. The inline primer is the way to go on the model year 19. You can get that online from various suppliers. If you need a link, please ask me. I will send it to you. It's one squeeze and you have fuel flow into the carburetor. The model year 19 airbox has been updated with a massive clamp. It's also been updated with a hold down here where it snaps into place and there's also, in this case, we have a metal retainer to prevent it from going into the prop in case any of those devices fail. I don't know what else I can tell you about this offhand. Parts availability. I can get you parts usually within 2 to 3 weeks. Everything is available. All you have to do is send me a note, contact me via Facebook, send me an email. I will give you a quote for parts, which are very inexpensive. Get them shipped to you as quickly as possible. If you want to fly a different engine on the Virus Paramotor, this plate right here is an adapter board, we call it. There are numerous adapter boards that fit every single paramotor engine that is on the market today. There is an adapter board for. So if you want to fly a Cisco or a Mini 2 or any other type of engine, all you have to do is ask us, Adam 80, etc. We will sell you this board, or you can order the frame with the board already on it. You can have multiple boards and switch out to multiple different engines and fly the same frame. It's a very unique concept. If you have any questions, really, please reach out, ask me. I will provide you the facts. I'm not gonna beat around the bush and tell you this is the absolute best paramotor in the world, because I don't believe there is an absolute best paramotor in the world. There are many different brands of paramotors, and each of them is a compromise. Each of them does potentially something better than the other one, and each of them does something potentially worse than the other one. The Virus Paramotor, in my opinion, is a fantastic compromise between the pros and cons list that I had when I was looking for my next paramotor. I think about weight, I think about durability, I think about materials, I think about price, I think about comfort, I think about features, I think about the engineering that went into it. There's a long list of things that I am concerned with when I'm looking for a paramotor. For me, this fit the bill. For a lot of other people, this fits the bill. I'm glad that I'm here to offer you guys the correct information. I'm glad that I can help share this fantastic machine. And again, if you have questions, please reach out. And that's about all I've got for you. Have a fantastic day, and thanks again. Bye.